Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In this video, we will continue section 1.3 equations of values. Last video we stopped here. Then the following time diagram illustrated dated values equivalent to a given value, dated value x. Here you will find that if we move from the left to the right, then we will divide. And if we move from the right to the left, then we will multiply. This is why we have multiplication. Given date, which is a focal date, I will tell you about it later. Now, again, if you move from the right to the left here, you will have to multiply. If you move from the left, you have to divide. Based on time diagram about, we can state the following simple rules. When we move money forward in time, we multiply sum by accumulation factor 1 plus RT. But when we move money backward in time, we discount. We multiply the sum by discounted value, which is 1 plus RT. Means here, example number 1. Example number 1. Here, a debit of 1,000 is due at the end of 9 months. Here, using a simple interest rate of 9%, determine an equivalent debit at the end of 4 months and at the end of 1 year. At the end of 4 months. Here you will have here what? You will have here, according to the definition of the equivalent, x equal 1,000 multiplied by 1 plus RT to the power negative 1, which is 1,000. Here, how much? 9 minus 4, which is 5 months, which is 1 plus 0.09 multiplied by 5 over 12 to the power negative 1, which is 963.856. Y equal 1,001 plus RT, which is 1,000 multiplied by 1 plus 0.09, 12 minus 9, which is 3. This is 1,022.50. Here, we will see the pen is closed. We will see here something here from now to this. From now to this later date, you have here here multiplication. But here like this, here division. Division, which means going to the left you must divide, going to the right you must multiply. Continue. Here the sum of the set of dated values due on different dates has no meaning. We must take into account the time value of money, which means we have to replace all the dated value by equivalent dated values due on the same date. The sum of the equivalent values is called dated value of the set. Dated value of the set. Example number 2. Since this section is important, we must discuss all the examples. Solved examples. A person owns $300 due in 3 months and $500 due in 8 months. The lender agrees to allow the person to pay off these two debts with a single payment, which means that we have two debits but one payment now, or in 6 months and in 1 year. We call this focal date, but we will move after this example and will liquidate these obligations if money is worth 8% simple interest. Solution. Here we will have now means 0 focal date. This is focal date. Focal date from 3 months till 0 and from 8 months till 0. The equivalent amount x1 is due today at time 0. We will see here you are moving to the left. As we said before, moving to the left, then you must divide. Here 300 first debit, 300 multiplied by 1 plus 0.08, which is 8 over 100, multiplied by 3 months, 3 over 12 to the power negative 1 plus 500 fee multiplied by 1 plus 0.08 multiplied by 8 over 12 to the power negative 1. Then we will have 768.80. Here, part B, he said to you that calculated for focal date will be at 6 months. Here, focal date at 6 months. Then you will move like this from 3 months to 6 months, it will be 3 months, and from 8 months to 6 will be 2 months. Notice here the arrows. Moving to the right means multiplication. Moving to the left means division. Here, x2, 300 multiplied by 1 plus 0.08 multiplied by 3 over, which is this, over 12, which is multiplication, plus 500 multiplied by 1 plus 0.08 multiplied by 2 over 12 to the power negative 1, it will be 799.42. The equivalent amount x3 is due in 1 year at time 12. Is due in 1 year at time 12. x3 equal 300 multiplied by 1 plus 8. Here 12, which is focal date, and here you will have 12 minus 3 will be 9, and the 12 minus 8 will be 4. Here, since they are all of them going to the right, then we must have multiplication, and this is the value. We will now transfer to another material, or approximately the same, which is equation of value. One of the most important problems in the mathematics of finance is replacing of a given set of payments by an equivalent set. We say that two sets of payments are equivalent at a given simple interest rate if the dated values of the sets on any common date are equal. An equation stating that the dated values on a common date of two sets of payments are equal is called equation of the value, or an equation of equivalence. The common date used is called the focal date, or comparison date, or valuation date. These are the same name for focal date: comparison date, focal date, valuation date. Equation of the value. But notice that you must have the debits equal payments, and a very effective way to solve any problem which is important in mathematics of finance is to use the equation of value. The procedure is carried out in the following steps. Notice it's very important. Step 1, make a good time diagram showing the dated values of original debits on one side of the timeline and the dated values of replacement payment on the other side. A good time diagram is of great help in the analysis and solution of problem. Step 2, select one and only one focal date. Suppose in the question give you 3 focal dates, start to choose one and solve, and so choose the other and solve, choose the third one and solve. Don't try to solve on the 3 focal dates at the same time, and bring all the dated values of the focal date and using specified interest rate. Step 3, set up an equation of value at the focal date, which here dated value of payments equal dated value of debits. Payments equal debits. Number 4, solve the equation of value using methods of algebra. Using methods of algebra. Example number 3, page 17. Notice debits of $500 due 20 days ago. 20 days ago. And for the $4, $400 is due in 50 days, are to be settled by the payment of 600. Then we have two debits, 400, 500, and the payments of 600 now, and final payment 90 days from now. Then we have two payments. One is 600, the other is unknown. We make a symbol X for this payment. Determine the value of the final payment at a simple interest rate of 11% with a focal date at the present. We arrange the dated value on a time diagram. Debits, timeline. Here we have 500, 400, 20 days and 50 days, and consider the final with focal date at the present, which is now at 0. This is focal date. Here payments, you will have $600 now, and another payment X at 90 days. 50 days. See here, we will have, because since we say ago means before 0, يعني before present. I will continue. Focal date, equation of value at the present time at time 0. Dated value of present payment equal dated value of debits. Here, with respect here for payments, we have here exact one, which is at the same time $600, and the other is X, but he is moving to the left. This is why we will make division. Here, X multiplied by 1 plus 0.11, 11 over 100 multiplied by 90 over 365 to the power -1 plus 600, which is 600, which has been paid now, equal dated value of debits. 500 multiplied by 1 plus 0.11 multiplied by 20 days, 20 over 365 plus 400 multiplied by 1 plus 0.11, 50 days over 365 to the power -1. Why? Since this is going to the left, This is going to the right. This to the right. And this is to the left. This is why we will divide. Here, after a mathematical simplification, we have this number. Example number 4, dated the payments. Dated payments X, Y, Z are as follows. X is some number 8,557.92 on January 12, 2014. Y is 8,648.89 on April 19, 2014, and Z is 8,856.46 on November 24, 2014. If the annual rate of simple interest is 4%, show that X is equivalent to Y and Y is equivalent to Z, but X is not equivalent to Z. Here, make graphing of the timeline from January till November. We arrange the dated value XYZ on the time diagram, listing for each date the day number from the table on the inside back cover. Here we will have from 12 January till 19 of April. 19 of April. We will calculate number of days. 31 minus 12 since January is 31, plus 28 plus 31 plus here 19 plus 19. You will have 97 days. 97 days. The other time number of days from 19 April till 24 of November. You will have April is 30. 30 minus 19, we will have 11, and plus 31 plus 30 plus July 31 plus August 31, September 30, October 31, and 20. Here you will have how much? 24 of November. Then the total will be 219 days. Here, substitute. Notice that X is equivalent to Y, since Y equal. Y, instead of substituting by, here we will substitute by X multiplied by 1 plus 0.0497 over 365 equal 8,649.89. Y is equivalent to Z, since Z equal, this is the value of Y multiplied by 219. We will have 8,856.46. But X is not equivalent to Z, since Z equal, substitute by the value of X, you don't have the value of Z. You don't have the value of Z. This is why it is not equivalent. In mathematics, an equivalence relationship must satisfy the so-called property of transitivity, اللي هي المتعدية. If A equal to B and B equal to C, then A equal to C. But here it doesn't apply. It doesn't apply. Observation, you can read it. Now we will stop in order not to make this video too long, and see you in next video. Still two solved examples, and after that we will transfer to solve questions with solving two or discussing two examples. Thank you for your listening, and see you in next video.